We have breaking news right now. The Iranian parliament has unanimously concluded that they approve of the country closing down the Strait of Hormuz. That would be a significant escalation. Now, no final decision has been reached. This wasn't a vote of the parliament.
So as Aaron Parnas was reporting there, the supreme leader of Iran still has to give the final approval to close the strait. But let's take a closer look at the Strait of Hormuz so we can better understand who controls what parts of it and the shipping lanes. So I've zoomed in on this so you can get a good read of it. But basically, if you see this line up here, right, this line, everything north of that line, right, is controlled by Iran. Everything south of it is controlled by Oman, okay? Now, there's 7 islands in this area as well that are all controlled by Iran. Now, you see this right here? These are shipping lanes. And even though the Strait of Hormuz is 25, 26 miles wide, ships can only pass through these shipping lanes. That's where the water's deep enough. I keep getting a lot of responses and feedback. Matt, it's 25 miles wide. It should be fine. No, it's not the width of the strait. It's the usable part of it by the tankers. And that's just this little narrow area right here. Now, there's another spot because these shipping lanes are on Oman's side of the, but these northern shipping lanes, which is farther northwest when you first go into the strait, are on Iran's side of the strait. These shipping lanes right here, Iran controls every one of these little islands. Down here on the south of it, over here controlled by Oman, over here UAE. But the point is the shipping lanes where the ships can actually pass are on the Iranian side of the strait. Could oil tankers, go through this southern part where there's no shipping lanes? Potentially, maybe hauling a lot less cargo. That I am not 100% sure of, right? These shipping lanes are here for a reason. And this is the zoomed out. These are the shipping lanes I was just talking about on the Iranian side. These are the shipping lanes over here on the Oman side. And understand something, Iran controls every one of these islands. And they also have military assets on quite a few of them. And they have a huge military base right here, okay? So what that means is that Iran has a huge military force in that strait, as does the United States of America. We spend $80 billion a year protecting those little tiny shipping lanes I was telling you about. $80 billion a year. But understand something, Iran doesn't have to close down the strait. They just have to effectively close it down. All they have to do is create enough fear and chaos and discourse, whatever you want to call it, in this area where the shippers refuse to pass through here. In addition, I told you before about the skyrocketing insurance rates for tankers in this area. That could also be a deterrent, but typically those costs just get passed on to the customers. You could see a $5 to $10 premium placed on a barrel of oil just for that tanker to pass through this area. So this is a much tighter, much narrower shipping lane than people actually realize. 21% of all the world's oil goes through those little tiny spots. That is why we spend $80 billion a year protecting them. A disruption of oil through those spots, especially a prolonged disruption of oil, would cause skyrocketing inflation, oil and gas prices. It could damage economies all over the world. California, 21.5% or so of their foreign oil imports come through that strait. So not only would this have a huge impact on oil prices and gas prices, but it would have a huge impact on our entire economy. We're talking about interest rates, inflation, all of it. The types of things that can lead to big recessions. Yes. Thanks.